Well, it's been a while since I've done a garden video, so let me just take you through. We got some rain last night. No, night before last. 3.5 inches on top of probably a 3-inch week or 2-inch week anyway. So we have been, it's a wonder this stuff ain't drowned out. This is my peas, purple hull peas. Now you'll say, well, you idiot, you just sowed them like wheat. Well, no, I didn't. That's a walkway. That's a walkway. I'm probably gonna have to rethink how wide my walkways need to be next year. But it's, this is the ones that I wide rowed in the Back to Eden garden. And so the wide row combined with the, there's probably 2 feet in between, I would say, a couple of feet in between rows. You know, that row probably starts about right there, and that one starts about right there. There's a couple of feet in between, and I knew the peas were going to get big, but good gosh, they've gone crazy. Okay, and they're starting to run. They're putting on some nice runners, and whether you can see all the runners or not. I'm not going to walk much because when I'm wearing rubber boots, and it goes every time I take a step. Now you don't need to hear the. Anyway, but this is peas. They are probably 3 feet tall in places, 2 feet for sure, and they are looking beautiful. Again, wouldn't surprise me a bit if they drowned out tomorrow, because we're supposed to get some more rain today and tomorrow and next week. Good gracious. But this is purple hull. Got 4 rows, one solid mass of 4 rows, 2, 3, 4 rows of purple hulls, and then I've got 4 rows that I did not wide row, but I planted them about as close, and so they've kind of grown together too. These weren't wide rows, they were kind of a double row. I think I ran the cedar down through it one way and then back the other way, real close to each other. So you know, it's a semi-wide row, and but they're starting to do real well too. These are zipper cream peas. I don't remember whether I said that or not. Zipper creams. Again, I'm not gonna do, maybe I can walk without clicking my boots. Let's come over here and look at the beans. These are those yard-long beans on the funeral hardware there. You know, I had a bunch of people tell me they've been using these for years. I told you I was probably the only one in the world using funeral hardware for funeral home hardware for peas and beans, and several of you said, dude, I've got a bunch of those. I use them every year. So good for you. It wasn't an original thought for me, I guess. Okay, tomatoes. Those 3 I planted late, given to me by a neighbor. Those just have not kind of stunted, and these are about 5 feet tall. They're out of my 5-foot cages, so they're close to 6. Those are cherry. We've already been picking some tomatoes. That one is just full of little green ones, and a few ready to pick. Another plant that it's kind of stunted. It's a cherry. Another cherry, and I need to come out here and pick those today. Got a bunch of little cherry tomatoes. These are Sweet 100s, I think, cherry tomatoes. And goodness, we got a bunch of them down there too. And this plant is over 6 foot tall, and it's June the 2nd or 3rd, 4th actually. Another tomato. This is going to be, I've got them labeled, but I'm not going to bend down and look at all the labels. This is either a Better Boy or a beefsteak. I believe that's a Better Boy. That one is, that tomato is almost softball size, and then I've got several back in there that are big. A couple of them up in there that need to be picked, and these haven't gotten very tall, but they certainly are starting to produce. Got a couple here that needs to be supper for tonight. Those are probably beefsteak. I think our first 6 plants were beefsteak, next 6 were Better Boys. Those need to be picked. These are, you know, these are 4 feet tall, and then you get down there to those cherry tomatoes, and they're 6 feet tall. All of them doing well, putting out well. As you can see, case you didn't know, wood chips float. All this just came, that the chips that were on the surface, most of this, like I've showed you, is just good compost. It was red iron ore with some gravel in it, and it's washed down to the gravel in a couple of thin places. This is right on the outskirts, but wood chips do float, and it has washed all these wood chips down in here, kind of filled in some stuff. So if you're on a slope and want to do a Back to Eden garden, you need to know that wood chips float, and they do float away sometimes. I've got some squash. Squash don't look too good, but I think they're just drowning out. And you can see where the water cut through here, hit the grass, and then cut back through the garden. Kind of went around that plant. Okay, let me walk over here and I'll show you the melons, and we'll take a look at that. Okay, this is watermelons and pumpkins. The first 3 rows here, which are about 6 feet apart, are watermelons. The lighter shade foliage is watermelon with the smaller leaves. The darker shade with the large leaves, those are pumpkins. I just kind of intersperse pumpkins in with the watermelons. That is a pumpkin. It's about 8 inches across, not bad. I don't see any watermelons yet. There's a pumpkin. Let's go in here and see if we can see some watermelons in the making. And it's early June, we should be seeing some watermelons. I'd like to have some by July 4th. And I think I planted these early enough to get them, maybe not. All I see really that I'm seeing that's really making is pumpkins. I've got a few watermelons that are fixing to start. Anyway, that is this garden, and this is 60 by 80, 70 by 70, something like that. And it is solid watermelons and pumpkins, cantaloupe, and that's what that would have been. The little one I showed you, that would have been cantaloupe and pumpkin over here. But you can see where the water has cut through here too, and has washed. That's a bank of wood chips that got washed up to that point. I'll show you the grapes later. The grapes look absolutely fantastic. I'll show you those in another video. I'll show you the blackberries in another video. Let's walk over here and look at the grow arches. So my grapes that I have on the grow arches are not doing much of nothing. That's pretty sad. So they probably not gonna make it. I've cultivated them around by hand, and they're just I don't know. They didn't look great when I put them in, and they don't look great now. I dotted a few zucchini in here because I didn't have any in the other garden. This is the grow arch, and this was already almost topped out, and this is spaghetti squash, and I need to kind of help that one, maybe help that one hang a little better. Don't know how because it's already hanging, but I'll tell you what, hold on, there's hang the fruit right there. Didn't even show you that. Just pick it up and hang the fruit right there, and it'll stay and grow right there. But they're, considering they have been washed out, drowned out, everything else, I'm surprised they're still here. So they've done real well. This is, again, spaghetti squash. A couple of more zucchinis. Got a little small zucchini there, about 3 or 4 inches long. These are Waltham butternut squash, and they are more of a sprawler than a viner. I've tried to train them on this thing, and I just really can't find any vines long enough to train on the grow arch. So they won't be on the grow arch again. They'll be out there with the melons probably, or out in the other garden. This is Burpless cucumbers, and again they're doing, considering you had a channel of water coming through here and nearly wash them all out, cutting through my grapes and everything else. They're doing pretty well. We've already eaten quite a few of the cucumbers. Got some I need to pick right now, I imagine. Yeah, I do. Pretty close. And Yeah, we got several I need to pick. Nice one right there. That's beautiful. That might be a little big. That's just about right. Burpless cukes are pretty dang good, even when they get big. If they get too big, the seeds get big. You might not want to chew the seeds up. That is about perfect size right there. About 8 inches long, and that's perfect. The seeds will be small. The pieces will be small. The seeds will be small. And but anyway, that's a look at the. Let me back off so you can kind of see a look at the grow arches. And what you do with a grow arch is just, you'll have to train it some, and then it gets the idea. Just pull some through and be careful with it. You don't break the stalk off completely, but and it'll start growing up, and it'll latch on and go. But you do have to give it a start. But I'm impressed with the spaghetti squash, and we really like that spaghetti squash. If you've never tried it, you should. And we're gonna have a bunch of them. We got, I don't know how many over there, several big ones and a bunch of small ones, and over here we've got a bunch of them coming on. Just about everywhere you look, we got one. Boom, 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 boom. So we're gonna do well on the spaghetti squash. That's good. If we don't get more rain, get washed out, I don't know. You can see how I'm sinking in. I only weigh about 150, and you know that's a lie. Okay, it's 200. Anyway, so that's it. Garden tour. I'll show you. I've got 2 different places where I've got grapes and muscadines, and I'll show you that in another video. I'll show you my figs and apples and such in another video. I've been busy with doing some music. We'll try to share some music with y'all, and I hope you want to hear it. I'm going to start another channel that is just me and songs that I've written, and I think you're going to like some of them for sure. I know you like some of them for sure. They're pretty cool, kind of funny, some of them. Anyway, I believe with a shot of the grow arches, we're going to back out of here and squish our way back to the house. All right, that's it. Sorry I took so long. We'll see you next time. We're gone.